there's a lot happening in the AI search revolution that's happening. Particularly, we know of the ChatGPTs of the world. There is Grok, there is AI revolution happening. The big tech in the US, they are making huge presence, and we have seen the top tech giants announcing one after the other versions of the GPTs. So my starting point is Perplexity AI topped various app charts in India, and it is outperforming ChatGPT in 2024.
Right.
So what do you think about this Perplexity?
So Perplexity is the AI-powered search engine, and whereas ChatGPT is more of a conventional artificial engine model, or we can say is a conversational AI model. So we have been using Google as a search engine so far, right? So Perplexity, you can say that they are applying artificial intelligence on the data that was already available in Google.
Okay.
So basically, they are applying artificial intelligence on real-time data from various sources that they have accumulated or trained their model. So this is more for research purpose. So and it also gives you the citations. So basically, from what are the sources that they are collecting the information or presenting the facts to you, so that it can
the user can verify
factual transparency or factual accuracy of the data. So Perplexity AI is more beneficial than ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is more for conversational artificial intelligence, where it is good for summarization, writing good English paragraphs, or good for coding, good for creative work. Whereas Perplexity is good for research work. So and the reason Perplexity is gaining more grounds in India because of the collaboration with Indian government. So that's why we are seeing especially the students and the universities are using more and more for the research purpose. So that's how Perplexity has become more popular of late than ChatGPT.
So basically what you're saying is ChatGPT is more conversational, because you back in those, even today when you search something in the Google, you will get 10 possible solutions and clickable links, and then you go to the link and then search something. Whereas in ChatGPT will do all this and present it in a nicer format for you to understand.
So it will analyze whatever the data, that open source data available already from Google or other sources. It will apply intelligence on that, and based on the context of the question that you are asking, it will present you with in order to satisfy that context.
So matching the context.
Context, it will present the data according to you, or whatever is your query. Based on that, it will present the factual data from the source from the online sources.
So if I understand, it is more a language expert or a language analytics rather than the data or statistics analysis.
Right.
Okay. But when it comes to Perplexity, so if I'm understanding in the layman terms, so it will do more of a fact checking, or it will do more of a citation and whether that is authentic source, and whether it is more relatable, whether it is a
So for example, let's say I am asking some data, statistical data. So it will source that same data from multiple sources, and it will also tell you those citations, that from what are the sources it have collected the data, and then it will basically match those data, and it will see what is the best accurate data from matching from different sources. So it won't give you a random data just because it collected from multiple sources. So it will do all the due diligence and make sure that it filters it and provides you the correct information to you to the greatest extent possible. There is room for error, but the error, the percentage of error is very, very less, what we have observed so far.
Probably maybe because of that, Sumanji, what I'm seeing, the data I have in front of me is India accounts for 22.16% of Perplexity AI's global user base.
Exactly.
And it is the second largest after Indonesia at 24.78%. And also another piece of data is that Perplexity's global market share grew from 3% to 3.8% between March and July 2024. And ChatGPT remains, of course, largest global presence it has, but Perplexity shows faster growth trajectory, particularly in India?
Exactly.
Maybe because you said that there is a focus from
Because it
the...
is used more by the students and the universities and professors, because Indian government is promoting the Perplexity in collaboration with Perplexity, so that the students gets access to these AI models for their research purpose and more for educational purpose.
So for a question, if I have like what makes Perplexity's approach different from ChatGPT, like what would you say? Is it more
So
of fact-checking kind of a...
in fact, they have integration with all the GPT models or the large language models, LLMs. They have, I think, integrated with DeepSeek, OpenAI GPTs, and many other models that are open source. So basically, they are applying their intelligence from different models on top of the data they have sourced from the internet. So
Okay.
they are doing that pre-analysis and providing you the research with factual accuracy.
So one is the advantage that Perplexity probably have, if I can read from the data, is that India's preference for fact-based, because in
Right.
India people are more, they don't take anything for granted.
Right.
Because we normally will say, even if an expert says, they'll just still go for the second opinion.
Exactly.
And we always have that, thirst for checking it again. Is it correct? Is this
Right.
correct? So
Right.
probably that is something that very unique to us, the
Right.
Indians, that we
So
don't
for
take.
one example I can give, let's say you are searching certain information from Google. Google will give you multiple links. Now you have to go through each and every link. You have to read, understand, summarize, and come to a conclusion. Whereas Perplexity will do that job for you and give you a concise output that you are looking for by from sourcing the data from multiple sources across the globe or across the internet.
Wonderful, sir. So another question on this Perplexity: what are the investment implications of this AI battle? Basically, there are a lot of investments, because it requires huge amount of power supplies and
Exactly.
a lot of other things. What are the common factors that are associated with the AI expansion? Because if we are computing to such large databases and doing for every query, there's so much of computation happening, the power supply. What are the flip side of this?
Of course, I mean it requires a lot of power because of the tremendous amount of computation power it requires, the enormous power that it requires. Even for example, let's say you have asked a question to GPT, and you have said, let's say you are satisfied with the question and you have said a thanks to it. Just for writing that thanks, it will respond to you against the whatever that thanks that you have said to the GPT. So it will actually go through the entire LLM model to find a response for that thanks. So that
So you are welcome. It has
yeah,
to say, I say
let's
thank
say
you,
it
you
will
are
say
welcome.
welcome. So for that, it will go through so much of compute power. So that's why if you see recently Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, he has actually requested to avoid such kind of writing thanks, please, all these the formal words. You don't avoid, straight away jump to the question, so that it uses less computation and it consumes less electricity. And of course, when it consumes more electricity, it increases our carbon footprint. So the pollution increases. The already we are suffering from global warming. So it actually contributes to the to great extent to the global warming as well.
So coming on the positive side of it, now Perplexity is increasing its market share in India as well as globally.
Right.
And what are the good side of it, if you can?
So basically, on every subject, you can do research from Perplexity. There is no limitation. So whatever open source data or information available in the internet, so they have pretty much trained their model with all the data that is currently available. In fact, more than the data that Google has. So that's what is actually giving them advantage than Google. So you have access to all kinds of information, be it medicines, be it scientific research, or be it just for academic purpose, or study purpose, or solving a mathematical question, or anything, for any subject. So it gives you all kinds of research data that it presents whenever it is asked with the right context.
So the fact that the founder is an Indian, Aravind Srinivasan, and is it something for us to feel proud?
Of course, so it shows us that we have the capability. The same guy who studied in India and belong from Andhra Pradesh, I guess. So and they are going abroad, and whenever they are presented with such kind of opportunity, they can excel in at par with the level of Google's or Microsoft's or IBM's. So they can come up with products which are actually dominating in the world right now. So I think it shows that if the similar opportunities and infrastructure are presented here, I think probably we'll be seeing more and more Indian talents being retained in our homeland, and we actually get to build same level of companies or businesses in India. So it's a huge opportunity for us, given the current the geopolitical situation, when we are so heavily dependent on the outside the US based application mostly, or
And
foreign
being
applications.
in the investment industry, in advisory industry,
Right.
we also see that Perplexity works closely with stock market data. It
Exactly.
is already integrated with Indian brokers.
Right.
So, what do you think this robo advisory, whether Perplexity telling people what stocks to buy at what price? What do you think
Right.
about that future?
So I think there is a huge prospect in that, and we are already using it, to a great deal in our research as well. And the best part is that it is they are connected with most of the world exchanges. So you get to you get real time stock data, ticker data available, and all. Not only that, and they have all the fundamental data available for all those scripts all over the globe. So it basically helps you analyze fundamental data as well. Not only that, even for Indian stocks, they are even giving the live transcripts of con calls that happens during the before the earnings for
Okay.
every company, and it actually analyzes the sentiment of that, whether it's a positive or negative. If the whatever is discussed in the call, it basically listens to that conversation, and it gives you live transcription of this conversation and live analysis of that the outcome of that conversation. So stock doing stock research has been really very easy. Anybody with interest or passion on stock market can actually get a lot of help and do good research with the help of Perplexity.
So, what is the word of caution for people? Because a lot of youngsters they use this Perplexity, but it is still learning. So, it is
Right.
very important if you have to.
End of the day, see, we are still, we have to believe our own intuition, and we can't blindly believe. Though, I mean, the artificial intelligence model becoming more and more powerful as it learns every day. So that is the best part of AI, because it learns every day based on the new data that is getting fed into the system, right? So it is obviously learning, but still human intelligence is far superior as of now. So end of the day, you have to do your own research and maybe get it verified with a registered advisory, and make sure that you don't take any risky decisions end of the day.
Because recently, I remember the conversation we had. We were checking this tool for analyzing some of the stock holdings where the price would go,
Exactly.
and it is giving a lot of wrong data. And
Right.
unless you
So
properly,
it is the same thing. See, nobody can tell what will happen in the market tomorrow,
correct.
because there could be a geopolitical event, there could be a war breakout, or there could be a nuclear bomb,
Threat.
dropped somewhere, or there could be a terrorist attack, or there is a change in governments. Nowadays, you can see a lot of Genjis are changing the government overnight. So a lot of things are happening. So these events impact market decisions, right? So even though our analysis is correct and to the point with all best possible scenarios, still it can go wrong. So AI is also because AI also can't predict future. It cannot predict what will happen tomorrow or what statement will be made by Donald Trump. AI cannot predict that. So AI will do the due diligence with the data that it has already available. So beyond a point, it can't predict. So
I
end
think
of the
if we
day,
can predict Donald Trump's statements 1 week in advance or at least one day in advance, I think that
that will be
will
a
be a
great
biggest
project to
machine.
explore actually. That itself is a big project.
Wonderful.